Shea Moisture is killing your hair, and I don't care what you say about it. I'm going to show you in this video. So we are detoxing my client right now. Look at the left side and how much water it's holding versus the right side. This client was using Shea Moisture. Why I talk about Shea Moisture and can't too more commonly is because that's what my clients come in using the most, and they are very heavy oiled product lines. Basic science: oil does not mix with water, and water is the foundation for hydrated texture. And when I say texture, I'm talking about wavy hair, I'm talking about curly hair, and I'm talking about coily hair. Look at how much water her hair is holding now. Okay, this detox process is a one-time thing. You cannot continue to use heavy oiled product lines and detox your hair on a weekly basis. Ideally, it's just like you stay off this stuff, your hair holds more water, and you are not now product dependent. So many of my clients now have product be an option. Okay, yeah, these lines look good when it's in the hair. Shea Moisture looks good when it's in the hair because it's masking what is going on, but at the same time, it's preventing the water from getting into the hair. So be very careful about what you use, guys.
Alright guys, so back in 2019 when I started my natural hair journey, I actually was fed a lot of lies by the natural hair care community, and one of the things that they crucify is sulfates. They say that they dry out your hair and they strip all the oils and things out of your hair, which they do, but here's what you're missing. You actually need that. Now, I noticed that my hair was not taking product as well, and that nothing seemed to be helping it. It looked really bad, and I didn't understand why, because I was deep conditioning my hair and I was doing so much for it, and I didn't understand why. It was getting longer, but I noticed that it was really dried out, and that product just wasn't working as well as it usually should. My hair was constantly dry no matter how many butters and oils and serums I put in it. And then I did some research and found out about product buildup, which is what this person is, in my opinion, attempting to profit off of. So sulfates, you need those when you use a lot of butters, oils, serums, things of that nature. You need to basically scrub your hair. And what I mean by that is you need a sulfate shampoo to take all of that stuff off of your hair strands, because what's happened is all that product has built up on your hair strands and made it impossible for new product to penetrate, and leading to dryness. The first creator that actually let us know about this was Star Puppy on YT, when she was talking about her natural hair care nightmare, and she didn't understand what was going on until finally she just went nuts and scrubbed her hair with a bar of soap, and that's actually what her hair needed. You see, product buildup really does prevent your hair from growing, retaining moisture, and just keeps it in a state where you're not growing it out as much as you would like, and it appears as though nothing you're doing is working, when really your hair just needs a fresh cleanse. I strongly recommend apple cider vinegar, African black soap, that's one of my absolute favorites, and there was another one that I recently got that I used that has a really amazing applicator on it. It is this one right here was the one that I used this time around when I was making sure to get whatever could have gotten in my hair out of it. Because when I was at an event and my hair fluffed up, it was catching all kinds of stuff. It was like a freaking one of those carnivorous plants just grabbing stuff and putting it in. It's like, would you stop that? How many pieces of leaf and bark did you watch me pick out of my hair?
Oh, I lost track.
Yeah. So I was making sure. But yeah, this stuff works amazingly, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. A lot of lines were crucifying sulfates, talking about how bad they were, your hair's drying out, that's why this is... But what they weren't really keeping in mind is we do put that stuff back. So what you do is you strip your hair with either something like this, a sulfate shampoo, or a bar of African black soap. That's actually my go-to. And you strip, and when you hear that squeaky sound, when you get that kind of shiny water effect on your hair, when you're hearing your hair strand squeak, I know to some people that might be kind of scary. That's exactly what you want to hear. That's exactly what you want to hear. So after you do that, go in with your shampoo, your conditioner, and do your routine, and I guarantee you it'll take care of whatever issues you're having. This creator is kind of attempting to shamelessly profit off of people's ignorance of product buildup, and I'm sorry, but that seems to be what's going on. Especially for someone who works with hair, she should know. And yes, oil does repel water. Nobody is doubting that, but when it's completely different hair textures and types, like people who, need and use butters and oils, and plus telling black people not to use oils and butters and serums is anti-black. That stuff was designed to help our hair. I have a butter that I use that's absolutely amazing. But if I kept using it without clarifying my hair, I would be getting the same dryness, the same, results where it's not looking as good as it should. It didn't take the product well. That's because it literally couldn't, because there's so much product built up on your hair. Do not go out and buy the system she's selling Yeah, I get, and the reason she says it's like a one-time thing, that was a little odd to me. You know, when she's talking about the cleansing, oh, this is a one-time trip, you can't do this every week. That's not entirely true. Now, would I recommend clarifying your hair every single week? Absolutely not. But if you're a heavy butter and oils, user, you should clarify your hair every single wash day. So right now my wash days moved up from once a month to twice a month because that's what my hair started to require because it's getting longer and it needs more attention, it needs more hydration, it needs more product, which is perfectly fine. So I've had to start doing that, but each time I do it, each time I clarify without fail because I know that the product isn't going to take as well because I oil my scalp, I use butters in my hair, I keep my hair wrapped up in a silk bonnet to keep the product kind of locked in for as long as possible. And when I start noticing that my hair isn't taking product very well, I immediately know that it's because I'm dealing with some product buildup that I need to just get rid of so that the products can properly penetrate. Each and every time I've noticed that, and then actually done the clarifying, it's worked like a charm. That's what your hair needs. You do not need this system, and not using butters and oils can really mess with your hair, especially because a lot of these oils are retention oils to help your hair continue to stay hydrated towards the bottom. Not using them could result in way more breakage. I highly recommend doing some research about product buildup before you just go out and buy this system. Hope this helped.